Hello, welcome everyone to Sunset Peony. I have been gone for 3 weeks. It's because I was sick and I talk about it in the video. I don't want to talk about that again. Get the sinus infection. And anyway, so I've been preparing this. I'm having fun getting this ready. This is one of my paintings that I did at 2015 when I was opening my first Etsy shop. And I say, hey, you know, it's time that I share this with my friends here on YouTube. And so I have decided, you know, and so like I say, if you I try to go a good speed, good enough speed so I can have this within an hour, but you guys take your time and just really take your time, and you know, you can pause. You know, I'm just trying this, and I also am, this is the first one that I have painted, and this one was quite famous in Pinterest, and a lot of people had copied that, so I'm going to teach you guys that one too. I sold these two, this one and that one, and so they sell together a lot a long time ago in my Etsy shop. And so I would do this one and then show you the other one. Okay, of course this is my copyright. You can you know, you can follow along, but you know, since I might want to sell it again, don't try to sell my painting even though, I mean, even though it's after your painting. But if you guys like, okay, I once again open my Etsy shop, because from now on I explained that a lot in the video, so you can see the reason. From now on, all the line drawing that we have in this in my channel will be sold at Etsy for $1.50 for each of the line drawing, which is a very, very good price, because you know, you don't really just buy the line drawing, it go with a video, right? And so I hope you guys will support me. The reason is because the blog is not upkept because of Helena and Milton in Florida, and my son-in-law is getting very busy, and so my daughter and I had talked about it. We need a platform that's reliable so that you guys can get to the line drawing anytime you want, and we decided that Etsy will always be there, so we're gonna do it over there. I can do it in the community, but I just don't want to really make the community link in my blog on YouTube very like messy. And also of course Etsy take money from, you know, the $1.50, and whatever is left over, it will be support. So you know, whenever you purchase a line drawing, you're actually supporting my endeavor in YouTube and the channel. And so actually I will open up my blog, because that's where I have a lot of product link where you guys can click on and go see where I get them. But I will put, like, especially this one and and then the other one that is not there, like the flow brush, which I use a lot, or actually this one, this is the Happy Dog. You can actually buy it from Amazon now, the corner store. I actually, you know, have a link. And this guy, I don't know how to pronounce the store, and they never answer me anyway. So they are Chinese people, but they have restock. And then, you know, because I like it so much, I get myself another set. Oh, it's over here, I'll show you. I get myself another set, and you know, because I have to have them when I need them, right? And so this one stay pointed, very, very good. The one that is, they call it the wool, it must be sheep hair, then they call it the wool. And this one is a mix of something, but they're both very, very good. And you will get the link here on my description, and the link to the Etsy shop where you can find all these line drawings is going to be on the description here on YouTube too. Okay, so just look down on the description, and there will be a link, and then you can click on it and then get to my shop. And so that's what we've been doing, on top of me being sick, on top of the blog being down because of the hurricane. You must be wondering where I was. I don't even know where I can put an announcement, say, oh, I'm sick, and when I'm sick my voice will be gone for 2 weeks. But that is actually what happened to me. But anyway, I'm back, and just pray that I won't get sick, because my voice is always gone. You know, I still crack my voice, right? But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm not a wimp. I can get sick once in a while. But the sad thing is that, you know, I can't film, and that is the problem. And so I have this line drawing there, and then you can go to Etsy, because that is a reliable platform, and you can also support me and help me. I know that I did Venmo a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I don't really like to ask you know, for support without giving you guys a product. So we decided that my daughter and I just use the line drawing as something that you guys can use to support this channel. And so even now that it is you need to purchase, I would like to sincerely tell you that it is very important to get the line drawing drawn out before you start painting, because you know, then you don't have to worry about the proportion and you know, because when I'm doing my drawing, I measure and I make sure that the perspective is pleasing and the design. So I really strongly encourage you to go and get that, and then it will send to you in the form of a digital file, and then you can just go click on it once you get it on your email or whatnot, and they will ask you, you know, and you can then, you know, try to go trace it, you know, or print it out and trace it, shrink it, or whatever you need to do to fit your purpose, and then you can use a light box, right? Okay, I will put a description of any light box that I like. The one that I have is actually an old one, and I'll put another one so that you guys can use the light box, or you can use a window. Whatever, you know, it is good for you, then you can just take that and then you can just do that, okay? And this is a brush where I used to flick the eraser dust away, okay? And so what this is the new change in my channel, okay? And so it will be very fun, you know. So you guys can, when you first go to Etsy, you will see a part of a painting, the finished painting, but just a part of it, so you can recognize it. Oh yeah, this is the one that I wanted to do. So I might just pick up this part, you know, and you can see it. But once you purchase, it will be the basic line drawing. You will not get the whole painting. It will be the basic line drawing to get you started. So I hope that is clear, okay? And then it will be fun. Of course, sometime in the, you know, some line I left it out because I say, oh, that part they could actually learn to do it themselves, you know. But basically, this line drawing, you know, is actually quite fun to have. You know, then you can, once you purchase it, you can always have it, you know. And as usual, of course, for copyright, even if you finish this, you can use it for playing along, but don't use it for sale. Now, in the future, I might, with you guys telling me, you guys can tell me, okay, I can actually sell you guys some line drawing where you can actually use it to sell, not the line drawing itself, the finished painting. But it won't come with a YouTube painting. It will be somewhere down the line when you guys are very confident, but you don't like or you don't like to design, or you want me to design. I can actually do some design of line drawing, and I will see how many of you actually respond to that, and then I'll sell it for maybe a little bit more, because this line drawing is only $1.50, right? And you can use those and you can finish the painting. Of course, don't sell the line drawing, but I don't know why people would want to buy the line drawing, because it's you know, it's so basic, you know, it's not a painting, right? And so anyway, just let me know, and if you guys want to get some help from me for designing, then I might do that, since we're opening the Etsy shop, right? So when this is uploaded, the Etsy shop will be almost ready. I will have as many as I have uploaded of the old line drawing. It won't be in my blog anymore. So go click on the description. There will be a link to Etsy, and you can find the line drawing for $1.50, okay? And so, yeah, I think this is really fun. It's very fall out there right now in Utah anyway. The sun is shining, but the air is getting colder and crisp. It's just a very, very good feeling. And so I think this is quite appropriate. Now, I'm not sure when I will teach about this painting. And maybe I wanted to do more about fall, like do pumpkin, or birds with pumpkin. And so I'm, you know, like planning on those things on the line, but not very long from now I will have the other sunflower also. And the color is vibrant. I have a lot of been thinking on it. And also before I go, now this is a watercolor pencil. I have showed that in the fawn painting last time. Now if you guys say that, okay, I have put a lot of layer on the painting already, and now I want it to be even more darker, you can actually use a color pencil or watercolor pencil and go in there and darken this area. Now, of course, you have to push harder. Now, I did that when I was selling painting at 2015 or 14, that time, okay? You can actually do that and darken, use that to darken and make the value, make the dark darker. Okay, you can actually do that, and you can see that I'm quickly kind of putting a layer on, okay? And use that sparingly, but that is something that, and you can hardly see that, right? It's but I can see that on my screen that is picking up, but like, you know, I want this area to be a little bit darker. You can actually do that, and that is, I know that a lot of artists actually do that. And I wanted to share that with you so that, you know, you can, you know, have it, you know, in your repertoire, and you say, okay, I can't do the watercolor anymore. It keep lifting. And then you can just use a color pencil and do that, okay? And I didn't show that at the end. And so I think it appear, you know, more pleasing. It pushed back things a little bit and the middle. And so you guys, you know, just if you have the time and you know, get the line painting, then, you know, paint along with me. And I'm very grateful for you, and I'm going to stop talking and get started with the painting, okay? Hello, okay, I think we should get started and see how it goes, okay? And so, the first thing, I have this line drawing, which will be available on Etsy now, and I will explain a little bit further as we paint. And I have my green mix, which is, you know, always the traditional green mix, and I wanted to show you, this is one of the cards that when I used to sell them as cards, and this is one of the one that the color turned out really bad. So we're just gonna, you know, I have this to remind me the placement of the green. The placement of the green and the yellow, and so that's what I'm going to use that, and so that you guys know that. And so the placement of the green, what I will do is like, you will see what I mean, and I will first like look at get a little bit of light green, sap green, and this is my prylene green, right, that I like so much, but I'm going to have just a very, very light touch of it, okay? And the reason why I'm doing this in this order and the way it is because, you know, I realized that, you know, sometimes I'm thinking, you know, about that, you know, if you try to paint a sunflower, there are a lot of leaves, right? Lots of petals. Some of the petals are yellow because they're the sunflower, the flower petals itself, and some of them are the supporting leaf of the flower. And the reason why that therefore I'm doing this is just, you know, I'm thinking like, what will help us so that we won't get the, because if you just look at the drawing, you will see there's a lot of, you know, it's just, you know, I would call it the petal intense, okay? And we don't want to, we want to, you know, so there will be a picture right here that you guys will be following, right? And even with that, we don't want to get mix up or mess up. And so that's why I always encourage you guys to take your time and make sure that we're placing where the green we wanted them to be, if that makes sense. And so that's why I'm doing it here. And so now I established the green, and I think, oh, maybe a little bit of a green right here will be good. Okay, and so, and we'll come back. And so now that we can see, we already established the green there, we won't be, you know, say, you know, if this is a petal that is going to be yellow and we suddenly put a green on it, and that will maybe frustrate us a little bit, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so I put a layer of light green, and then we'll go in and we will work on it, okay? And while this area is still a little bit wet, but we will be dry very, very soon. So we're going to go into my kind of dishes of yellow mix. This is quinacridone gold that I have, you know, left over from a tube that is gone, and I still have one tube left. And so, and this is the cadmium yellow light. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go in and do all the petals, and then we'll come back in and separate them, so to speak. And you see what we're gonna do, and it is going to be fun. Okay, so we will just as we know, all these are the green, right? And that's all the green that we're gonna have. And so now we're gonna do the yellow. And so we have these are the fresh squeezed cadmium yellow light. We don't need to, you know, necessarily use the fresh one. And this is my flow brush, the one that you can get from Oriental Art Supply, not the one that you get from, you know, Amazon. All the links in Amazon. Okay, so we're gonna do the, you know, just kind of pick up. This is all cadmium yellow light right here, and so we're gonna just have some pigment on the brush, and you know, you can see that the speckle of pigment. We're not going to worry. We're just gonna go in and paint it, okay? And now, as I go, I will leave some white. Now, this is a painting that I have done a long time ago. So long that it is, I don't even remember. Yeah, that was my first endeavor, you know, is to, you know, and try to erase all the pencil marks as much as we can, okay? But, you know, like we say, this is a very intensive kind of, and brush that off, and this is very intensive petals, and so, and if you wanted to keep the pencil mark, and then, of course, that is your, decision, because if you know, sometimes if you may find that okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of white here, that if you leave all the pencil mark, it will help you, you know, with the painting, then, you know, go ahead and do that. Because as we make this kind of decision while we're painting, it is something that what is going to help us, right? And so you do what you think that you need the most. You know, if you say a lot of pencil mark is, you know, I should left it on there so I can see better, especially the first try, then you should go ahead and do that, okay? And then there's a folding leaves over this one, and I'm going to leave a little bit of white over here, because if the sun is shining down on this sunflower, then there should be some sparkle around here, and so that's the how I use the white, the leaving of the white color. And if a petal is underneath something, then maybe I don't want to do that, okay? So I'm leaving a little bit right here as I go. So what we're gonna do is just really, we're gonna paint a layer of light cadmium yellow light color, okay, to get us started, and then we'll come in and try to, you know, separate them, okay? And now you can see that on my brush. Now I'm coming back here, just picking up some more pigment, because I don't want, there's a lump of pigment over there, and that is not good. Because the reason why it's not good is when you come back and try to you know, paint them you know, with a different layer, the lump will disperse, right? Because they're just pigment. And so now I'm dipping my brush and trying to pick up more of the cadmium yellow light pigment. All these color that I have is from Daniel Smith, that I bought, and you know, watercolor lasts you a long time because you just use a little bit of it. And you can see that there is some variation, okay? And variation is good. Of the yellow is not, you know, in my opinion, the variation is good, because then you're not seeing a very flat color, and we're going to we're going to put more variation into it too. But since cadmium yellow light is such a pretty color for sunflower, we are going to quickly, you know, just make sure that all the petals are painted, and then you can see, you know, and then we will, you know, keep on and work on it and make sure the color is more rich and beautiful, okay? And I wanted to tell you a little bit about this these paintings. These are the one that I used to make card, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, when I, you know, start to want to sell some of my art at Etsy just for fun. And I, you know, so I go in, and of course I have a lot of reference pictures. I always do. I think I have explained, you know, how my creative process, right? I will look at a lot. I will go out and okay, I'm gonna wash the brush, the flow brush that I'm using, clean it up, and then dip it in some more fresh color. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, this one is yellow too. We know that. Okay, so make sure that we get that established. And this one is a leaf that's kind of folding out. Okay, and this is okay, these are all the yellow leaf, and I really love them. You know, the process of designing when I was doing this painting, because, you know, as I was looking at flowers, and, you know, right now my neighbor just went to the corn maze and bring me some. They actually allow you to pick their big sunflower, and she bring me a bouquet, and so it's kind of nice. So I've been staring at it for the last few days, so that I will, you know, feel the richness of the sunflower and see the variation, right? And that's very fun for me. And I will look at all the painting and I will sit down and I will, you know, have a general shape of what I wanted to. This is the drawing process. Okay, and so I will go in and I will draw the petals, and I know that I need supporting green over here. And so I'll just work on it a little bit at a time, you know, and erase what I don't like. And that was my process. And then, you know, work out the whole thing. And of course, this is a little bit different than, than what I originally designed too. And to me, that's kind of fun. I don't really care about being too hard on myself. Now, this is going to be a dark area, so I'm not putting anything there for now. But this will be sufficient for me, right, to see the difference and variation of color. And I'm quite happy with it. And so, while this area is trying to just let them dry a little bit, as I always explain, right, in Utah, we dry fast. And if you come from a different area of the world or the country, then it might dry slower. Now, I wanted to show you what I did when I was doing this. I actually had a micron because that's what I like. I like to draw. So I just decided, well, I just draw the, you know, and this is the stem part. And I actually draw the dark area with the micron. And today, because we're using pencil instead of the micron, then we're going to just do the stem and the leaf around here. And that will take a little more work instead but I think, you know, we like that kind of thing better, okay? And so we're gonna go to the prylene green. What the kind of thing, what I mean is not use the micron, just use a pencil. Okay, so we take some of the prylene green and then dip on some of the, and let the color mix on the brush, okay? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start over here. Okay, there's a leaf over here, you can see, you know, so we kind of segmented the stems, and so that makes it easier for us to just do one segment at a time. You know, I always say, oh, you know, for beginner, that's nice. You know, for me, it's nice. And I cannot call myself a beginner. If I call myself a beginner, I just, you know, but I'm someone who's still learning. That's what I like to call myself. And so during filming especially, I would like to segment things, you know, because then it gives me a chance to work on a little area at a time. Then I don't need to, you know, I have experience. Okay, now we're gonna dip into the more of the sap green, okay? More of the sap green color. Pick up the pigment and take a little bit of the prylene green, okay? Because this is the darker area. We want that darker in the lower part of the stem. And then we're gonna pull the color out and make that a little bit more light, okay? And see, you can see the transition between the darker green, you know, because they are quite wet, so they will mix in. And now we have this area, and I'm going to just use a brush with no paint. I just clean it. I use my big pot of water over here, really big. It's a Pyrex bowl. I think I showed that to you. And then I'm just gonna pull the color pigment out from the sap green mix. Okay, and there's no color on my brush, okay? And then that's what I want. Okay, I'm very, very happy with the way it turned out. But what I needed to do is take some of the prylene green and sharpen this area a little bit, okay? Because that's what it should look like. By the way, if you hear baby or a little girl, she's, I don't know if I should call her a baby anymore. Now try the prylene green again. And a little bit of sap green, okay, for the darker part. And if it is not dark enough, we can always come in with a little bit of our indigo in the mix, right? And then we're gonna just follow the color, the variegation of color from that stem, and just kind of skip the leaf for now, okay? Now I can tell I want a little more prylene green, okay? So I go pick up some more, a little bit more. This is still, you know, the sun coming down, and this is lighter on the top and on the outside. Okay, and now I'm going in with the same brush. I don't need to wash it, and take more of the sap green, sorry. I'm going to pick up more of the sap green, okay, color. And then up, not enough, okay? It's still too dark, so I'm going to wash the brush. Wash the brush and clean the brush, and take a little bit of the sap green and a little bit of the prylene green, okay? And when you are more confident, you can actually try variation yourself. And this is a clean brush. clean brush with no pigment, and I'm just pulling the pigment out from the green color that's over there. So you can see almost like 3 layers of variation, right? And I'm very happy with that, okay? And so there's just a little bit left in the bottom over here. We will just do a little bit and do the same thing. The brush is clean, right? We pick up the prylene green, a little bit of sap green, okay? And we're gonna do that. And right here. Now there's a big leaf over here. So you know that over here is kind of dark, right? Because this leaf is going to cast a shadow. And that's all the pigment I'm going to put in and clean the brush. Okay, so the clean brush, and then pull out the pigment over here. Okay, that's very pretty because that's the bottom part, and that's all we're gonna do. Okay, and then let's while we're waiting for this, let's work on maybe just this leaf over here. Okay, very, very simple. We're not going to put a lot of detail over here for the green leaves. So how about we also do the prylene green, okay? And start over here where there is a stem. Should we do a stem, a light stem over here? Okay, so make sure that's narrow. It's coming out. Oh, and I wanted to show you, you know, I'm just picking up my business card that I did a long time ago. There's this flower also is, that's the first flower that I made, and I designed that myself, and I posted that on Pinterest, and I got a lot of people loving it, and so my Pinterest account suddenly go very fast, right? And I just wanted to know, those are history. I don't remember, it must be 10 to 15 years ago, or maybe less than that. You know, it is, I can go look at my history and see when I started, and that was, you know, about the time when my daughter went on her mission. So it must be about 2015, you know, so that's 9 years. Okay, now, so this is very happy, right? The way it looks, and then we're gonna go into the sap green, and then just kind of let the color mix over here, okay? And these are the highlight, you know, the little thing that I left, okay? And that's all I'm gonna do, and then I'll clean the brush and not pick up, sorry, I bring you the pigment, not pick up the pigment, and just softly and gently, you know, blend, you know, just, you know, use the water and let the color of the green just kind of merge into it, okay? Because the sun is shining, and so I always, you know, let the sun, you know, let the lighter color be showing you the you know, so you can, your leaf is still a shape, a form, right? Not just a flat thing, but leaf is actually quite flat. And did I just started telling you that my granddaughter is here? So if you hear little young girl's voice, that's her. And so we're gonna, she actually fall down the stairs a little bit this morning, and it's just scared me because our living room down there, okay, this is prylene green. Okay, pick up some prylene green with a green brush, with a clean brush. And so I want to show the color rolling, I mean the leaf folding, right? Folding, and so I'm gonna make this color light and this area a little darker. And that was, you know, I love the tile, but I also love the head of my grandchildren. And when they fall down onto my tile, usually that hurts a lot. And so she was not very happy with us this morning. Okay, and then I'm going to just lighten it, okay? And let's use some cadmium yellow light, okay? That's the same color that we put on the flower petals, okay? We pick up some, and then, you know, so that this kind of indicated some light color, okay? And then I'm going to use more prylene green, and then just mix it and match it. Okay, so now I'm going to let the color mix over there, a clean brush, okay? So I wanted to facilitate the mixing of the color a little bit. So I'm in, you know, where the two color mix, I just use a wet brush and kind of, you know, just scrub it a little bit to help it to, so that there's not a sharp line forming, okay? Okay, and we're quite happy with this leaf right here, okay? And so when, is this dry? When it's more dry, we might come in with a little indigo to separate that so you can see the difference in the leaf. Okay, now we're gonna leave those 2 leaves alone in case we need to use it, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is like do the same thing, but what I'm gonna do is I have this area a little bit dark, you know, and this area a little bit lighter. And so, more prylene green, okay? And then I'm going to start over here. There's one of the supporting petals of the green leaf that is right underneath the yellow petal of the flower. Okay. And then I'm not going to make it like too colorful right here. This color, right, these leaves will be a little more dull than those color, okay? I think that was what I was thinking 15 years ago. Now, of course, no, 10 years ago. Now, of course, I am older and I have practiced more the last 10 years. So I allow myself to change the way I approach things, right? We should do that. You know, because you have picked up more experience and you say, well, maybe what I did 15 years ago, I've changed my mind. I think personally, this is better. And we should allow ourselves to do things like that. Okay, now I'm going to put in some of the sap green, just very, very light touch, okay? Because I don't want too much yellow over here. I want it to be kind of prylene green, okay? So there's another leaf, and then we're just going to be working on those leaves. Yeah, do you guys have grandchildren, or, you know, that you just hate it? Stairs is such a hard thing, and she doesn't have stairs in her house, in her apartment in Florida. She, so, you know, every time she come here, she has to relearn the stairs, and she does it very well. But sometimes, you know, well, this morning, I am the one that distracted her. And so she was looking at me, and then she flipped over. So very lucky she was just 2 steps onto the steps. So now, so that is happy, okay? And then I'll work on that leaves, and just you know. So now suddenly there's variation, right, on the supporting petals, green petals. Now I haven't really posted a video for 3 weeks. It's because I got sick again. Now this time it's always dumb. Well, every time I get sick, I laugh at myself because it's always dumb. I accidentally ingested some milk, and you know, if you have been painting, you know I talk about sometimes, oh, that's pretty, you know, I like that color, and also prylene green, okay, and so I have accidentally ingested some milk. What it is on a hot pot, and I didn't know that the restaurant's ingredient has. They use I use coconut milk at home, and so I just assumed that that's what happened, and maybe the people in the kitchen was a little bit heavy-handed on the milk, and so right after that, you know, my sinus was kind of giving me, you know, some kind of indication that I'm not very happy with you. My sinus was telling me, and so I just prylene green here again, okay? Just put a little bit so that the form, you can make the form look better, and then a clean brush and pull this color out, okay? Pull the darker color out, okay? Over this kind of area, we can drop a little bit of the sap green in there too, just a little bit here and there, just to give the leaf a little more variation, okay? And so I'm very, very happy, and I want this area to have, so, and I'm going to actually go straight into the indigo right here, the indigo area, and just put a dab of color right there. Okay, so these are the supporting color. And I might come back and put some vein on. I'll see how much time we have. Now, we're gonna work on these, okay? Work on the yellow area, which is fun, and also, you know, we need to pay a little bit attention. Okay, now what I have is I'm going to change into maybe this brush, the sharp brush, okay? Now the link to this brush in Amazon is going to be on my description here on YouTube, okay? So what I'm gonna do, because it's sharp, so I can make do little area right there, okay? Now, because there's a folding area, so what I'm gonna do is just use the quinacridone gold. And if you don't have quinacridone gold, you can use any kind of gold, yellow with a little bit of dark brown, because you can't buy it right now. Daniel Smith had discontinued it, right? You know, you see the gold color, how much it. So any gold color, golden kind of color, golden lake, like last time I recommended golden lake, okay? And so you can see that there's a fold on the leaf already, right away. And a clean brush, and just pull this color out, okay? Put pigment and green brush, okay? And so Now, there's a turn on this petal, okay? So I'm going to do that, the same thing. Pick up a little bit of the gold color. Any gold color that you have on your palette. You know, you can, you know, go to Amazon and look for some gold color, and that will be fun. I always think that it's kind of fun, you know, to get new color, okay? And then there's this a little bit of darker area, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate between gold and quinacridone burnt orange, okay? And so if you don't have the quinacridone burnt orange from Daniel Smith watercolor, you can, and these will be on my blog. They will still be on my blog on the product list, okay? And quinacridone burnt orange, okay? Right here, and that strict way is separate this petal from this petal, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Now I'm going to go at a little bit of fast speed because I've done this and a lot of times, and so I can do that. But you guys just when you're following along, just pause and do all kinds of things that will help you, okay? So you can see that the petals are already separating, and we're gonna do some over here. Same thing with a clean brush and pick up some quinacridone burnt orange, okay? Now, while I am on the subject of the blog, recently you guys know that the Florida has been hit hard with, that's where my daughter is from. Her husband is going to graduate school there. Now that's very pretty, right? But you can see the slight variegation, okay? So now we're gonna work on that. And this petal, actually I need to make this area a little bit darker. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have a clean brush, and my brush first go in to my burnt umber, which is a very dark color, right? And then I'm going to dip some on the burnt sienna to lighten it and let the color mix on my brush, and then go into this area. I am also very sorry, I am recovering, but like always, I always laugh at myself. It takes me a long time to totally, so that's the dark area. The base of one of the petal of the leaf, okay? Around here. So I'm going to just go in and do that, okay? And darken it so, you will see some depth in there, right? On the whole flower. And then I'm going to put some burnt, brownish burnt sienna color over here to separate this leaf from that one, that petal from that one, okay? And then clean the brush and dry it as much as we can on a napkin, just dab dry it, right? Or you can use a towel. Actually, my suggestion is a towel for dabbing, because the towel can absorb a lot of water, and then back to the quinacridone burnt orange. You don't have to, because a paper towel usually will dry up very fast. And so now I know that I'm bouncing from one subject to another. That's my personality. I do suffer from ADHD, and so I am able to do that, and sadly enough, that become my character. I do bounce off subject to subject. And thank you very much for you guys for putting up with me. And so I was just talking about, and so because Helena, when it hit my family, my daughter Rachel, their internet was off, and then it was very funny. I don't know what the internet company. Now you can see that I'm flicking because the flower, the petal itself has texture. So what I'm doing over here is actually, following the vein of the petal. Okay, and so that's the variation of the color, right? And so we'll just keep working on that, and that will give us, now over here I want these variation to be a little bit darker because they're under the leaf and under the shadow part of the plant. So I'll pick up just a tag of quinacridone, the burnt umber, and mix it with the quinacridone burnt orange, okay? So you can see that these colors are more vibrant here, and these ones are a little bit darker. It helps us to do the form, right? Then we know that there's dark and then there's light, and it makes things a lot prettier that way and more believable. Okay, and so what I wanted to do is I will get more burnt sienna, if you don't have a quinacridone burnt orange, and let's just lighten up just a little bit. And so while the hurricane, after the hurricane hit them, it was very scary at night. She said that she can hear a lot of branches cracking, and okay, quinacridone burnt orange with a tag of burnt umber, okay? And so, but after the storm passed, they see a lot of branches of trees, and then their Wi-Fi, you know, gone off, right? And so it was kind of sad. And so my blog was also gone because it's linked to my daughter's husband is a computer science major, and so he was the one that I need that to be a little darker. So when they're still wet right now, I'm picking up a little bit of more of burnt umber, okay? Darken that and darken that one, okay? And so my blog was down because the internet will come back on, and then, you know, the people are trying to repair their stuff as much. Now I'm going to put a little bit, pick up a little bit of cadmium yellow light, okay, that we first used, and lighten this up, or brighten it, okay? Because this part is dark and this part is white, okay? I'm not white, lighter. Okay, I'm gonna keep going around here and doing the dark while I'm explaining to you why the changes. And so they, you know, my blog was gone, and meanwhile my son-in-law was also getting ready for a conference for one of his paper, the presentation, which is he's doing tomorrow, Wednesday, right? That's why my daughter is here, because they get accepted in a conference, CS conference in Salt Lake. And so he was very, very busy preparing for that. And, you know, I know that what is priority, okay? So I didn't ask them. And so meanwhile, you guys, some of you have asked me, Kathy, the blog is down because you're trying to go get the fawn, the last painting that I make, the fawn painting. You're trying to go get some, get the drawing, right? And so my daughter and I were talking about it. You know, sometimes natural disaster or whatever things that happen, my son being busy, we cannot, you know, if something happened to the blog, we can't upkeep it. So we have decided to get a more valuable platform where you guys can go get this, my drawing. I hear the footstep of my little baby granddaughter. And so if you can go to Etsy, Etsy is always reliable, always open. So we decided to open my old shop again. And what I did is I put this line drawing, the basic line drawing, not the painting, just the basic line drawing on Etsy, so that you can, and I put it, because, you know, of course, Etsy will charge, they have to charge. So I decided to charge $1.50 so that some of the money, maybe 50 cents of it, will go to actually financing this, the operation of this blog. And so my daughter and I were discussing that, and it was free. It has been free for a long time on my blog, but now my blog is not, is still not fixed. And so we have decided that, oh, Mom, she said we need a more reliable platform, you know, instead of the blog, because, you know, Nathaniel, which is my son-in-law, when he's busy, then he's busy, you know, and I respect his time because he needs to feed his family, right? And he's going to school. So now that is the burnt umber plus burnt orange, okay? And so, so I'm going to use some quinacridone gold or any gold color you have. And you can see that this is the turning, the leaf is dark and then it folds out, and so it becomes lighter. But since it's down here, so it's not as light. So that's why we have decided that, okay, I still have an old Etsy shop, it's still there. I don't sell these cards anymore. And so I'm now going as fast as I can to upload all the, this is the same dark color mix, okay? The quinacridone burnt orange mixed with the burnt umber, okay? Just to make that part a little bit darker right there, okay? And so for $1.50, then you can just go there and it will be there all the time. And it becomes much more reliable. And then I can have a little bit of support to help me out with this. You know, I know that a little while ago I introduced Venmo, right? And I just think that Venmo is good, but Venmo is just asking for donation. I just really want to you know, it's really my quinacridone burnt orange, okay? It's really my personality that when I ask for you guys, you know, to help out, I wanted to give you something back. I just don't, and so I decided to use the line drawing as something that you can, you know, purchase. So from now on, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, you know, do the, you know, so I want these petal to have some kind of veins, just a little bit peeking, showing here and there, okay? So that's what I just did. Just use quinacridone gold and or burnt orange and put a little bit of vein in there. Okay, now I'm going to, you know, continue to do this, okay? I need to like make sure I watch the time, because this is a little bit, the petal is a little bit more intensive, but not that bad, okay? Just pause the painting so I can get a little drink, because I, you know, just still recovering and it's kind of hard, okay? So quinacridone gold still, okay? So I'm gonna hold this back, hold this of my palette and pick up the quinacridone gold and any gold color for you and start working on separating, you know, using this shadow to make the form and separating the one petal from the other. And it is just my philosophy. I'm going to pick up a little bit quinacridone burnt orange and even darken this area. Okay, as it gets closer to the middle, it just makes sense that it's a little bit darker. And then come out. Push that color, and then you can see a vein right there, right? Slightly, you know, kind of soften it if you can. And a little bit more quinacridone gold color. And then I'll leave this alone for a minute. Okay, now there's a turning leaf there, so I'm going to use the quinacridone gold or any gold that you can find. And just do that. Okay, so you can see that the leaf come here and then it fall down. And so I hope that you guys will support me. I know you're very, very nice, and you will. And if you need, you know, I think that these drawings are very, very important, in my opinion, to have. Because then you guys don't have to worry about it, you know, when you're painting. I have explained a while ago, you know, there was a lady, she was trying to copy my one of my painting, one of the cards that I made, the daisy, and she didn't draw. She just stopped painting because she probably is quite confident with herself, and she couldn't finish the painting on YouTube. And a lot of people were asking her, hey, you get started and you never finish it, because, you know, we need a line drawing to help us. That really is my honest opinion, okay? We do need a line drawing to help us, so that we can be more relaxed and, you know, don't make mistake, right? Okay. So what you're seeing I'm doing is using some quinacridone gold and quinacridone burnt orange to start establishing my form, okay? Separating and it's really fun. Okay, quinacridone burnt orange then. Okay, and come over here. Now we're still in the process. I don't know how many painting I have used to test this brush, but you know, this brush is actually quite good. And I'll put that on the description. And the link to the Etsy shop where you can get this line drawing will be on the description from now on, okay? Yeah, I just realized that there really is a lot of things that I needed, you know, to get this channel running. And I'm very, very grateful that some of you have supported me. And now this is, you know, a very nice way for everybody to just $1.50 for the cost. I think Etsy will take about 50 cents with the $1.50. So let's work on this one, okay? And so that's fine with me. And whatever the rest is, and you know, I can buy supply. I can, you know, there is like, you know, even running the blog, right? Sometimes, you know, I just lay down some quinacridone gold, and sometimes with the blog, it you know, I have to get, you know, surfaces, for example, like, you know, for spam, you know, so there are surfaces out there, anti-spam or whatever. Now, my daughter usually, you know, take care of that, and she find the surfaces, the apps or whatever, she purchased from them, and then they will charge me, you know, and then I'll pay them. That's usually what I do, you know, so that you guys can have a very full experience of, you know, going to my blog. But my blog will not be up for a little while because I have to go in there and clean things up, right? And have to wait for my son to have the time to help me. So quinacridone burnt orange, and just put a little bit right here. I like the burnt orange because it has but burnt sienna is the same thing, right? It has a little bit of gold color to it. It's, you know, really is quite pretty. And let's do this one right here. And so I feel good about it, and I feel like, okay, I'm sure that my subscriber here will do that and wouldn't, you know, because then it will always be there. Then you guys don't have to say, oh, Kathy, your blog is down. You know that since I opened a few years back, there was a few times where this is down. Wow, so when Hurricane Milton come to, you know, I was so worried about my daughter's family. But it didn't hit them. Milton, I don't think was as much of a damage, but I'm not sure. And my hearts really go out to the people that had to suffer, you know, with families and children. It's just hard. But this is life, right? Natural disaster is a hard thing. And our church actually had get together a lot of the youth and the missionaries and the younger adult, which my son-in-law is one of them. Every time there's a hurricane, they will go and help people clean up. And they see a lot of things, you know, it's just very sad sometimes, you know, but it's also heartwarming because then they felt like they can, you know, really help out people, right? And they believe that, and we believe that God wanted us to do so. You know, when there's disaster, so our church actually used a lot of the money in buying disaster stuff, relief stuff, like when COVID hit, our church has a lot of you know, and they send it to China even. Okay, now quinacridone orange for this quinacridone gold for this I have to stop myself. Nope. For this turning leaf. Now you can see the leaf turn, right? Isn't that fun? Okay, that is looking pretty. And I will work that with you quickly, as fast as I can do it. But like I say, you know, your speed should be whatever you're comfortable with, okay? Don't try to follow my speed, and make sure you pause the painting. And that's like the best that I can really tell you, okay? And right there now, and I think just some quinacridone gold in between the petals, the line, okay, will separate that nicely. And these brushes are $6.99. You know, of course, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't, you know, I've asked them to restock, and they don't even talk to me. But this is where I found it, and I thought it's very nice that I found it. And I think one of the hair is trying to fall off. I'll help it. Yeah, I'll pull it out. You know, and I just want to slightly mention, you know, when you buy brush, hair falling is a very natural thing. And so do not be too alarmed, because, you know, the artists use glue, right? And they, you know, and after a little while, those that had sufficient glue will not fall anymore. So, oh, isn't that pretty? You know, that cadmium yellow light plus the gold and the burnt sienna really is a very happy combination. You know, she can hear me talking in here. So you guys, she's wondering at where I am. We have become very good friends, my granddaughter and I, and it's very sweet. Do you remember I was painting I was actually filming while this granddaughter was born in Florida, and I think that is the trumpet flower. Oh, how time just passed, right? So fast. And now she is, you know, in the beginning stage of talking. She can say a lot, and I know that she can understand us a lot too. It's very nice. And she has a hard morning. She's just been here a couple of days, you know, because my daughter, my son-in-law has a presentation at the conference, right? And he will go talk to the university around here, and you know, just to present things, to get to know the professor and the student better for future employment, right? If they could, and my daughter is actually getting her wisdom teeth out, so in a couple days, I will need to help out with the baby. I'm so glad that she's getting used to me, or the toddler, I should call her, and because you know, they live so far away. I don't get to see them. They're not quite used to me, but she is getting to be my good friend. And so I will take care of her while her mom recovers from the wisdom teeth. Okay, and then I'm going to fastly. I always like to use the word fastly, and my husband say, Kathy, it's not fastly, it's fast, or quickly. I say, I know that. I'm just, you know, just teasing myself, you know, playing with English words. You know, which of all people, I should not be playing with English word, right? Now, because this gold is coming down here, I need to make sure they come down this way a little bit, you know, so you can see that that's a petal and then continuously coming from there to here, right? And so you don't need to be frustrated. Just, you know, take life one day at a time, right? That's a United States, American saying. And I just say, take your painting one petal at a time or one segment at a time. Then it will not be overwhelming. Okay, let's do this one right here. And then we're almost done with the... And then we need a lot of color for the middle. So we're gonna, you know, and I will talk about the middle with you in a little bit. And so the description to this line drawing will be, the description, the link to Etsy account, and then you can buy it. And then when you go to Etsy, you can see that it's kind of funny, but when you click on the link, you can see a partial picture of the line drawing, not the line drawing, of the finished painting, but just a partial picture, because, you know, it's so easy for people to copy and click and download. So I try to prevent that and you know, just to protect my copyright, right? And so you can see a partial drawing, and then, but when you purchase it, you will get a digital file, and then you can keep it in your account in a folder, and then you can just paint it whenever you have time. And honest opinion, not because I wanted to sell the line drawing, you know, it is very important to have the line drawing. And but you know, if you try, you know, and then let me know how it goes if you go without the line drawing. I think that will be, you know, for me, I will find it very, very hard. I always draw things out first. Except with that trumpet flower that I did when Violet, which is my granddaughter, when she was born, I didn't need to have a drawing. But you know, I've done the Chinese watercolor for a long time. So, you know, I can use the brush and do things like that. Let's do this one, okay? We're almost done with this, with the, isn't that pretty? You know, it's just like kind of everything come together in, you know, in front of you. You know, with some of the Chinese style, you know, because you use the brush and you push down and pull, and that is a pedal, so you don't really need the line drawing. But we're not doing that for this sunflower. Of course we can, and if you guys like to see more of the Chinese style, then you let me know, okay? And I will go in and I will try to do that, you know, if I can. Those are really fast, and it's not conducive to the using of watercolor paper. We need to use the Chinese Swan paper, the rice paper, you know, to do those kind of painting. But, you know, of course I have tons of Chinese Swan paper, but it will be a little bit hard for you guys to get a hold of that. I guess you can buy it from Amazon. I've seen them selling at Amazon. I got mine from Oriental Art Supply. I bought them in a big box many, many years ago. So, you know, I can use those. But I think the factory burned down. The owner of Oriental Art Supply told me the factory burned down. So we will sell what we have now, and if you don't get it, then that's it. Because, you know, well, as you know, this is a very, art is something that we need to put our time into it, right? It's not something that money can buy. Now that's the burnt orange. And so a lot of people either don't have time, or they like it's kind of like knitting and crochet, and you know, art is something that we get less and less people doing it, and those people that do the paper are also artists too. Okay, and if nobody do art, then they don't need to do paint. They don't need to do paper, right? And so the paper sales are down, and and people, you know, once the factory burned down, they didn't. Okay, we're gonna do this leaf and that leaf. Okay, once the factory burned down, then they will just start with the middle part. Okay, back to the prylene. Wow, this painting, I'm holding this, you know, and showing you guys, and usually, you know, and so you know, you pretty much know how I pick up painting, right? And people pick up pigment. People want to know how I mix color, and you know, so I can't say it in enough time. I do not mix color. I let it mix in the brush. The reason why I do that is because it's just the Oriental Chinese watercolor painting. I just pick up some sap green. Okay, leave some highlight for the sunlight right there. Okay, and go around this petal right here gently. Okay, and then I'm going to go do the other side too. Okay, and you can tell my style of making leaves are very Asian. Ah, there's an eraser right there. Just push it off. A very Asian style, very much a Chinese style of doing leaf. I still wanted to do a just painting leaf practice with you guys, because I think that would be very fun. You know, and I'm very grateful for our friendship. I just realized that, you know, talking to you guys about my granddaughter is, you know, it's almost like I felt like that you guys were with me. Okay, so this one, let's erase some of the you know, I just felt like the pencil mark is too thick, so we can erase that and just slap some color for that leaf. How's that? Yeah, we just slap color on here. Yeah, so you guys have been, you know, so you've been my friend, and in my mind, that's how I felt. You know, through the time where my granddaughter was born. Okay, that's prylene green, and now just a tag of sap green, and pull the color out. Okay, look how fun! How fun is that? Okay, so well, I'm pretty much done with the sunflower color. But now, since this is dry, you know, I can feel it. We're gonna work on the middle. Okay, and then. Okay, we're doing okay in time. For the middle, we're going to use this quinacridone violet, which is a red purple. Okay, so I always have it here now. Let's drop some water in it to, you know, make sure that it's wet. Okay, to prepare. And then we're going to use the dioxazine purple, which is a blue purple. Okay, so we're gonna have red purple and blue purple. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and actually we will after it's dry, we'll add more gray. But as of right now, we'll do the purple. Okay, so. Long time ago, I always talk about my maestro, which is one of my friends that live in the neighborhood. Okay, so that's a blue purple, right? And she is an oil painter, and her name is Maxine England, Sister England. She's, you know, she know that I talk about her a lot, but you know, not lately. I don't know why I don't. And she, you know, we were talking about color. She really didn't teach me really that long, but, you know, I like to call her my maestro because, you know, just for respect for her, you know, she loved doing art, and we were talking about color, and she said, you know, Kathy, I just am not very, now I'm softening, I'm using a clean brush to soften out the purple, okay, and I'll go all the way over here, almost with a clean brush with no pigment. Now you will know why I do that over there when it ought to be dark, okay? So I will show you in a minute. And then she was just talking about, you know, we don't put purple and yellow together because it makes your eye go back and forth, right? And because they are complementary color in the color spectrum. And so, you know, when I start doing the Etsy, I say I can actually take advantage of that, because I will go out and I will look for I will look at sunflower, and I actually realized that in nature, the way God make sunflower, He actually put purple in there in the painting, in His flower. Sorry, not in His painting. I'm sure He paints too, you know. And I spotted that, and I say, you know, maybe I should do that. I should just follow how nature is and do that. And it turned out to be quite pretty. You know, you can see that two color, you know, since they're so complementary, they just kind of go together. And so I was very, very happy. Now I'm just using kind of a cream brush to pull that color out, okay? But then I'm telling myself, okay, I need to have a little bit more intense color, especially around this area, okay? And so I did that, and you know, and so that was my first discovery. And like I told you, right, and in Pinterest it was very well received. And then I say, but then there is brown, so this is, you know, I should wait until this is totally dry, because brown and purple does not mix, okay? But so what I'm gonna do, since I don't have time to wait for it to dry, I'm gonna put some burnt umber, which is the very, very dark brown color that I have. And it's not picking up the color. Okay, let me try it again. A clean brush and go pick up some burnt umber. And on the way, I'm going to dip a little bit in the black. And then I'm going to go right here. And to signify the middle, the dark part of this, of the middle part, where the sunflower seeds come from, right? And you can see the birds love that, right? They would just like stand on the sunflower and just pick on the seed. Isn't that cool? And then let the two color kind of merge together, okay? And I wanted to soften this. And so use the brown a little bit sparingly. Okay, now I know that this is like, the color won't mix as dry, okay? So I'm gonna take that burnt umber and dip a little bit in the dark, and to portray the darkest area. Now this area needs to be a little sharp. The brush needs to be a little sharp, okay? And so you see how pretty that is? So that's my experience, and then I wanted to gift it to you, okay? So you know actually what I did. I know that a lot of people copy my this sunflower on Pinterest, okay? And you know how I can sometimes I can see what people are doing, and so I'm going to teach you that one very soon, okay? If not this year, I'm going to teach you that. Go ping along, okay? And clean the brush, and so you can see that how it just make the color so vibrant, okay? And so I'm going to use a little bit or more of the dark color and darken this even more, okay? The dark color, okay? And I find that it worked. And so it was very fun for me. And so I just wanted to share it. I say, hey, why don't I share these, okay? And with you guys, these painting, I say, you know, I just haven't done that. But now I'm going to do it. Now, so what I'm going to do is use the quinacridone violet, okay? My granddaughter's name is Violet, and now I say Violet, she might think that I'm calling her. So she's here, and then in a few days I will take care of her while my daughter is recovering from her, and then do this lighter part with the violet color. I think that is kind of pretty too, you know, to have two different color of purple. Okay, now while that is still wet, I'm gonna put in the dioxazine purple. Of course, you know, very bold and very, I love the mixing of color, you know, and so I'm gonna do that. And some color mix and some color doesn't, and I will, you know, if I am going to use it, and you know that they will mix quite well and soften this line right here, okay? Okay, isn't that fun? I absolutely love that. I know that you cannot see very well, but when you paint yourself, you will see the explosion of the color in the middle. And I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to use a little bit more brown, and you'll see, okay, what I'm going to do. And now, 23 minutes, okay, I'm going to let this, I'm just going to do slightly the background with you guys, okay, just for fun. And there's not a lot of background. It's just like background, usually, like I think that this pencil mark is too dark, right? And so I can, you know, with this eraser, you can actually erase a little bit, okay? And so I'm going to fix that. Okay, now I'm going to just use the prylene green for now, okay? And then I'm going to go in here and do the background, which is I'm actually using the green when I do the background to make the yellow color pop out even more. Okay, just lay the color down a little bit like that, and then I will come and soften it. Okay, as I always do, you know, and then just kind of drop color. So you can, there's a suggestion, there are leaves over there, but you can't see it. But if you see some green, you know, your brain will tell you, hey, that is, so I'm going to put like maybe some burnt orange. Okay, just drop it, just very slightly. And then what you will do is that your eye will tell you, oh, there's another flower behind this one. Okay, so that is sufficient. And then I'm going to just use, how about sap green this time, okay? And just go through the background, just a little bit of a background, not a lot. We don't need a lot. You just let the, you know, okay? So that suggests that there are greens. And maybe this is in a forest, I don't know. Maybe it is, you know, that cadmium yellow light, okay? Maybe this is in a forest, burnt orange, okay? Maybe this is in a forest of, or maybe it's in a big field of sunflower, right? Which is what we have in the corn maze. I'm so excited. My daughter wanted to go, and I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with you guys and take the granddaughter. And so for me, I'll probably cut a lot of sunflower. Not a whole lot, okay? And a little bit of indigo here because it's in the dark area. Okay, a little bit of indigo right here just to darken that area. And I like to put drop a little bit of burnt orange, you know, just to make it look pretty. Oh, sorry, I keep dropping the... Okay, right here, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit of prylene green. So a suggestion that, you know, you're actually not in a... And that will bring out the yellow color right there, the yellow color right here. And you're not you're not holding just one sunflower. You're actually in a field of sunflower, or you're in a forest where there is only one sunflower growing. Okay, it's very, very nice. And so, you know, it's just here and there. You know, maybe I should put some over here, and then our painting will be done. I'm very grateful for all of you, and I hope that you guys will embrace, you know, what we have decided to do with the drawing, so it won't be on the blog post anymore, because, you know, sometimes that's just unreliable, and I won't be able to, you know. But my son really helped me. He's so good. He's so good about helping me. And but I just don't want to bother him. And he is in his third year now in graduate school, so he has to go to a lot of conference. You know, he is working very, very hard. And so we will just let him, and then we will just, you know, it's kind of like a turn a new page, right? Turn a new page on our, you know, the way we want to do things here. And I'm grateful that you guys are just really, really good to me all the time. All the time. Very, very good friend. I hardly ever get negative comment, and I just... Okay, now I just get some burn color, okay? Because not burn color, burn umber. And because I wanted to darken area, okay? And so I'm gonna go in here and just come in, because this is totally dry, right? And then I can just kind of lay this on top, okay? You know, just on the edge area. And then I'll show you a little bit of something that I wanted you guys to do, you know, to see if you wanted to do. How's that, okay? And then I wanted to have a little bit of a dry brush over there, so let's use this one, okay? It's this 2-pack that's $6.99, okay? That I have talked about that quite a bit, and not have time to... No, let's get this harsh brush right here. Okay, let's get this. Sorry about my brush canking. Okay, this is just any of the synthetic brush, okay? It has a very rough tip, and then I'm going to dip that tip into the burnt umber, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a circle right here, because that's how sunflower looks like, okay? Okay, it's a little bit of a circle of dots of how the... You know how they have seeds all over here? Of course, you know, I probably would not do seeds, you know, because that would take a long time. If you think that the petal will take a long time, imagine how long it's going to take us to do the seeds, right? And so, unless I want to do one seed, you know, we never know. Because if I'm staying here in the long run, maybe one time I'll just say, hey guys, let's just do some seeds. And then we'll just do a few seeds on a really, really close-up of a sunflower. We can do that too. But that will be in the future year, okay? Isn't that pretty? Now, I don't like it like too harsh, okay? So I'm just gonna come in and just kind of soften that, okay? Use that same brush. You can even, it's so harsh. I actually use this. I bought this brush to use as a detail brush, you know, in the beginning of doing YouTube channel, and it just broke. I mean, it became a really coarse brush. So I can't use that for that purpose anymore. But for this purpose, it will work, okay? Okay, and just kind of soften it. Okay. Does that look good? Do you guys like that? Yeah, I pull a little bit more color over here. You know, just that little characteristic of the middle part of the sunflower, and this other part is being covered up by this leaf, right? And I try to do this as simple as possible. Now, if you wanted to, you can, at this point, take this brush, this very pointed brush, or the zero brush, okay? And I'm going to just use the pointed brush. No, I will use the zero brush because some of you have the zero brush. I use those two interchangeably, and then what I will do is I will go to the quin gold, which is any gold color that you can. Where did I pick up the color? Oh, must be over here last time. Okay, the zero brush is not quite ready yet. And I'll pick them up, pick up some color. Now the zero brush, the reason why it's different than the other one that I just showed you is because there's not a fat belly, meaning over here. So it doesn't pick up as much, okay? So I trust that. And then you can just go and do a little bit of a vein. And that will give some of the petal, the flower petal, direction, right? But just here and there, not a lot. Because then if you do a lot, then it becomes very, very busy. Now, how did it, oh, this one turn right there, yeah. It'll become very, very busy, and we don't want to have like too many lines, okay? And then you can also use the same zero brush, okay? Now that I got it all prepped, we can go into the indigo color, you know, just pick up a little bit, and if you want to, you can just give the leaf some vein. The vein actually will help us to see the direction of the leaf, and so that is kind of good, but it's not totally necessary, okay? Just a drop here and there. Okay, and that's it. I'm so grateful that my voice can stand it. I'm going to drink. I have a cup of peppermint tea here and help me to recover my voice, okay? Let me zoom out a little bit, and then you will see the whole thing in the introduction too, okay? And here's the painting, and I hope you guys will try to paint because this is fun. It is fall and it's festive, and so this is my brush where I flick away the eraser mark. Flick away the eraser dust, actually, okay? I can, like see, you can see that there's a line, and what we can do is we can do a background, or we can just leave it. I think I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm very happy with this, and it just brings back so much memory of what I did a long time ago, 2015, I think is, or 2014, something like that. But thank you, and so go to Etsy and find the line drawing, okay? And for $1.50, you can get one line drawing from there, and then all the previous line drawing will now be over there too. And thank you so much for your support. Love you guys, and we will see you in the next painting.